What's going on, folks? Painless. Um, examining Candice Owens' comments, I believe you got to ask why was that done? Why was there a need to, I wouldn't say expose, because you can find this information publicly online, but why did she choose to divulge this information? And we know Candice Owen. She says a lot of things that I agree with. She kind of takes the same tone I take concerning issues dealing with black folks. And yeah, but let's examine also what she said. And I've said this before in the past. You all know how I get down. Uh, when you look, it's a propensity when you have that type of record. I believe he's been to jail like 4 or 5 times, she said. Home invasion, which really sent him to the clink for a couple years. When you have a record like that, like I don't even hang with people like that have records. I don't hang with people like that have criminal records like that. Do I know some? Yeah, and I some of them are elsewhere, but I don't hang with people who have records like that. And it doesn't make me divorced from, so, and this is how it gets tied with black folk. It was the saying back like in the 80s and 90s, shoot, I'd rather go to the pen than go to college. And the black community, the so-called black community, there's variances. I've said this many times. You can have a whole block of black folks. Our lack of cultural protocol and norms that I've seen and experienced amongst other ethnic racial groups. There's norms amongst Mexicans. There's norms amongst Polynesians. And you can break down their subgroups. There's norms amongst Italians. There's really no norm for black folk. I mean, if you live in the South, yeah. There's some norms that we all agree that we do. So with that said, you can have a whole black family on a block and each of those kids grow up different. And, well, Payless, they're not all the same. Of course they're going to be. No, you know what I'm talking about. This parent over here, especially when you throw in the abundance of single mothers in the so-called black community. Now the variances really increase. So my black experience, look, put it this way. Hood culture, hood subculture is not black to me. But a lot of black folks have adopted that and cling on to that. It's the reason why I like what's the brother's name? I believe David Goggins, the dude that takes souls. He's like my new hero. I love his messages, and he said something. It escapes me. I just had it, but I'll try to come back to it. But yeah, that's not my experience. That's not my experience as being black. Just that sub hood culture, that's not me. That doesn't typify what I believe black folks are. But we tend to gravitate towards the negative. Oh, I know what he was saying. He's saying that most of his audience is white. He said, I probably got like 2 white guys that follow me, that listen to me. And of course, I know he's exaggerating because I'm black and I listen to him. I'm a newfound fan and viewer. But and he spoke about his book. And basically the publishers were like, look, nobody really wants to hear a black guy that's in shape, ex-Navy SEAL, does things to the T correctly, exact. There's not a market for you. And I knew right then what he was talking about. You see, there's no market for guys like myself. If I'm not sagging my pants and doing this and saying all this craziness, that gets publicity. That gets notoriety and fame. And that so happens to be the black subculture that Hispanics gravitate to, all these other groups. And I've said this before, and let me just say this, that's not black to me. But black folks think that because Hispanics are talking so-called black, listening to black music, they're not attracted to that. They're attracted to that behavior, but they're not attracted to you as a black guy. Now, I have tons of different friends, white, Hispanic, Asian. You know, I've developed these relationships over the years, and they like me, for Painless. We have the same beliefs and norms and experiences. And I've talked about this gangster hooliganism subculture, which a lot of our young black men gravitate to. Look, Shane in Idaho, he may go through his little phase listening to NWA, because I've seen this before. Listening to NWA and RBL Posse and 2 Live Crew. But you know what? Shane, about 25, he says, you know what? This is stupid. This is dumb. But see, you think that's black culture. The ones you all that engage and really adopt this. Shane is going on, build a family, probably the CFO or the CIO at a multi-million-dollar company, but you're still engrossed in that, well up into your 50s. I see black men running around with long white T-shirts and Air Max at 50, 46, 45 years old, talking about keep it real. You see, you think that because Shane or Eduardo, who was listening to MC8 with you, MC Ren, Gangstar, you think he's really your buddy. No, there's some relationships that have been cultivated out of that. Absolutely, I've seen that as too. But generally speaking, no. So with that being said, there's no, that's cool. You see a lot of non-black people, especially white people, they liked when they were younger, that rebelliousness. Because our subculture, which seems to overshadow people like myself, Thomas Sowell, Walter Williams, that we get pushed out because that's not cool. It's not cool to be an educated black man that is not afraid to show his opinions, to share his opinions, which are typically different than the status quo. That's not cool. And we have this herd mentality in the so-called black community. I'm looking at, all I see is negativity on Facebook, IG, every time it's come. I just don't even look at social media. It's this victimhood. Now, Painless, what's that have to do with Candice Owens? Kind of, you off in the weeds now, Painless. You need to bring it back on in. You need to bring it back on the road. You all off in there in the brush. You need to come on over. Well, moving. What Candice Owens was saying, I believe, was that if you have that type of record, there's a propensity for you to act in a certain manner that could potentially find yourself in a position in which Mr. Floyd found himself in. By no means am I saying this cop is innocent. Oh, no, my brother. Not at all. That's not where I'm going. But when you have that type of record, the likelihood of you being in a situation like that, to be put in that position, increases than the average person. That's what I believe Candice Owens was saying. Was she crass? Maybe. Did she have to put it out? Who knows? I don't have to do nothing but stay black and die. Well, go to work, but you get what I'm saying. Well, why didn't they do the cops pass? Maybe so. Why don't you? Maybe you. I've seen that too. His past has been exposed. Over 20 complaints. Nothing done. That's basically, I just think you had two individuals that both made poor decisions. One is deceased. One is probably going to jail for a long time. So they're both in the wrong. Anytime you have that many complaints in a position of authority, that is a problem. That's what needs to be looked at. Holding police officers and people in positions of authority accountable. And I've talked about why a lot of people become police. I got this economics degree from Wheaton. What's one of the top business degrees or business schools in America? Something like that. I can't even get a damn teller job at Bank of America. So I opened up the newspaper. San Diego Police Department is hiring $61,000 starting off as a new trainee/recruit. Benefits, 401k, dental, health, life. Not only for myself, say I got a family. Well, shit, I just go join San Diego Police Department. Knowing damn well that was never in your intentions. You wanted to be the CFO at some firm, some corporate financial firm. Now your ass is down here in Southeast San Diego. Remember, you didn't want to, you never had it, being police never crossed your damn mind. Now you down there, you have no interpersonal skills. You have no wanting and longing to be a peace officer. You're not connected to the kid. You probably moved cross country for that damn job. You're probably not even from Dago. You probably moved from Columbus, Ohio or somewhere. Now you don't even know the culture of the city. You damn sure don't know Southeast San Diego. That scenario is hundreds and thousands fold. You'll find police that have never wanted to be police pull that same stunt, and this is what you got on. They're scary. They don't know how their fight or flight is messed up. No skills. Yeah, they went to a little academy, but nah. You got to be built to be a police. Just like you got to be built to be a ranger or special forces or on a SEAL team. You got to want to do that. Because why the hell would you do all that? Have you seen their training? Why? So I know they're not, and like I said, you can't just go and be on a force recon team. You got to want to do that. But it just shows you what these police academies and departments aren't doing, where anybody willy-nilly could just go up there and say, oh, I want to be a cop. And they breeze them on through. They ain't teaching them how to deal. It's just weapons quals and APF or fitness tests. They ain't no. To be on a force recon team or special forces, you ain't gonna. You're not gonna talk your way through that. You're not gonna breeze your way through that. That ain't no shit you just lay up on the couch and say, I want to be a SEAL. No, that training is elite. Those guys want to be killers. So with this whole thing with Candice Owens, yeah, she could have looked up that Chauvin, whatever his name's past, but y'all did that. And another point is, why I think she did it, or why I think it was said about his criminal rap sheet, the foundation in why you act in the way that you are, posting all type of shit on Facebook, all this fake outrage, it's off the premise that you think this was about racism. That you think you're acting off a faulty premise. And I've seen video where it did look like he was resisting up against the wall. Y'all don't even think you're seeing that no more. But when you have a rap sheet like that, he probably didn't want to go back to jail. And see, that changed the whole thing when you found out about the rap sheet. People was talking about him and his interracial marriage or soon-to-be married. I don't care about all that. But when I hear this guy had multiple, not skirmishes with police, but has been incarcerated multiple times, that is a red flag to me. Does it justify what happened? No, because the other guy was stupid too. He didn't have any reasoning skills. He probably didn't deserve to be a cop. Well, he ain't a cop no more, so, but yeah. So that's my position. When I hear rap sheet, and then what he did, putting a pistol to the belly of a pregnant woman, to me, he should not have been off the streets on the streets. He should have been off the streets for a while. And then the drugs. There's a propensity, if you have intoxicants, if you have toxins or drugs in you, then the likelihood you're going to act different than what you would act if you were sober and clean. Well, does that justify Painless? Did they put his foot on his neck? Nope, never said that. However, when you are under the influence of alcohol or drugs, it tends to make you act out of the ordinary. Encounter with police, drugs and alcohol in the system. We all had one of those friends, as soon as he or she got a little tipsy, want to tear the club up. Mad dogging everybody in sight. Some of them are in our family. You might be one of them. Drugs, alcohol in my system, someone's trying to arrest me. Likelihood of that person getting jiggy increases. So, I think people are just bored. I think people want to feel some sense of belonging and attention. This is why all these cameras come out. Talked about social clout chasing. Hey, look what I exposed. Look at me. Let me tell my story of victimhood. That's what the hell is going on here, folks. It's so damn obvious. But reason is out the window. People want to feel a sense of belonging. They've been cooped up for months. This is something to get razzled and to feel like I'm in the crowd, like I'm down. That's what you have. That's it. Not up for debate. I'm done playing with these fools. You know what? Painless out.